there! I'm Tatiana Vogt, the GM Witch, and in today's episode of Indie Corner, we're going to take a look into The Misty Isles of the ELD. This is a print-on-demand RPG book by Chris Kudalik that I got off of DriveThruRPG. This only cost me $16 for a bundle of this print-on-demand book and the PDF version. And as far as I can tell, based off of the open source license copyright text in the back of the book, this is based off of the Dungeons & Dragons system. Now let's get into my initial thoughts on this product. Okay, so here we have The Misty Isles of the ELD by Chris Kudalik. The cover and interior art by Luca Rajek. It is described to be a acid fantasy mini sandbox of a hellish pocket plane, which I think is a fairly fitting description. In the welcome section, it informs you that is compatible to fit after their previous works, The Slumbering Ursine Dunes and Forever Dreaming Marlenko, but it is not necessary to have played those titles to play this. It also mentions that the entire mini sandbox can be inserted into any large body of water in your own campaign, or you can use the 4 adventure sites, which can be inserted individually into your own campaign, which I think is always a nice touch and is very much appreciated. Something very important to point out is that this setting is meant for 4 to 6 players with a combined level of about 14 to 20. So it's designed for larger parties at higher levels. Of course, this shouldn't stop you from picking up the book and getting inspired, or even adjusting the content to fit your group's size and level. Personally, I found some of the book to be pretty confusing as to what the information was for and or why it was being told to me at that particular point in time. But after an initial read through, it made more sense since some of these parts were referred to in future sections. Now, I do really like the ELD or Villain Defense Plan, the reinforcement chart, and the critter encounter tables, because it's all a great way to add variety by making the island feel more alive. I also really enjoyed the point crawl map, which is explained here, and it has the usual map location breakdowns, which you see in many adventure modules and campaigns. Specifically, I like that the monument triggers are throughout the map, which lead the GM to corresponding sections for bigger encounters. Then we have the Anti-Chaos Index, which is this wonderful idea of using the player's actions as a way to further influence the world based off of this point-based index. I absolutely love the idea of this and feel like it's a great way to enforce the sandbox feel in a pre-written module. The book is then finished up with a bestiary showcasing monsters that you'll find on the island, a new class section that can be used to create new NPCs or characters, an ELD artifact section filled with weapons and tools, miscellaneous artifacts, and armor and vehicles, which is a nice touch. And lastly, a map section for easy reference. So after doing a fairly solid skim through of the book, I have to say that the theme of this isn't something that I would personally be excited to play straight. It feels more like a modern, strange, fantasy-infused future that you would see in the old 80s movies or something like that, which I would like to make clear isn't a bad thing. It's just not something that I am personally looking to play myself at the moment. That being said, I really enjoyed the overall setup and some of the ideas introduced in this mini sandbox. Reading through different parts of it got my mind going with ideas for my own homebrew, which is the reason why I got it in the first place. I feel like this is very well put together, extremely affordable, and jam-packed with useful ideas that you can pick at and use in your own adventure. And if the theme is your jam, then all the better. I'm glad I picked it up and will definitely skim through it on occasion to pick out ideas to use myself. Of course, I'll have links for this in the deep box down below, so support the indie artists and my channel by checking them out. I really enjoy promoting small indie content creators and hope to do more stuff like this in the future. As you know, my channel is still pretty new, so if you enjoy this content, please let me know with a like and a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel and or checking out my Discord, Twitter, or Instagram for updates on when I post the next video. Currently, I'm posting every week, so do come back and share the video with someone who you think will enjoy it. Thanks so much for all the support, and until next time, bye!